Hello, Facebook fans, YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Thursday afternoon. That means it's time for the Manufacturer Showcase. And this is a show where we talk to one of our over 180 different manufacturers about their products that we sell here at DX Engineering. Today, we have on Mark, K1RX from MomoBEAM. Hello, Mark.
How you doing today, Tim?
Doing great. Mark, tell us about MomoBEAM. Tell us about you. Tell us about what's going on. Great antennas.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity, and want to thank you right off the bat here for your support, and on behalf of MomoBEAM and in particular Giuseppe, our president, he extends best wishes to you. So a little history on MomoBEAM. Started in 2011, and it really started as a result of some contesters in Europe interested in building some better quality antennas that were just not on the market. So Giuseppe decided to start developing things like that, and he created a number of good designs for the crew at Delta Fort Charlie, and then on to some other European contest stations. And at some point along the way, he decided to kind of enter the market much more professionally. So that's kind of the early entry to the business. I joined the company in 2022 as their representative for North America. At that point, he was ready to take on the U.S. market. Up till then, he was working primarily Europe and a little bit of Asia, and asked me to get involved in helping launch the MomoBEAM name in the U.S. market. And so I started attending a number of ham shows, the Hamvention, Hamcation, Ham Expo, things of that nature. But he's always, just to give you a little background on kind of the basic theme on the product, is that electrically he feels no compromise is really the approach here. No compromise. By that I mean no traps, no devices that will limit the frequency capability, create long-term problems, etc. So it goes full size. He does complete modeling, or the computer modeling that everyone's used to, and he verifies these designs with his test range. I had the opportunity actually to go to Sicily back in October. I spent some time with him at the factory, and then also had a chance to operate a contest station, which utilized a number of his antennas. I mean, I really wanted to get on the air and just see how these things work, and I was astounded. So bottom line, that was a great trip. And I got to see how he operates with the precision of building the products and the quality of work he really applies. It's really remarkable. And he's got a pretty good crew of people working for him too. So it was a great opportunity to just spend some time in the factory, watch him work, discuss maybe some future product changes and the like. So it was really a good exercise for me and him as well. From a mechanical perspective, he kind of standardized on a square boom configuration. We find that it's so much easier to assemble antennas with a square boom. The elements just, go on and they stay on, and they stay that way, lifetime performance, which is great. Uses 6061 T6 material, which is kind of the standard in the antenna world. Stainless hardware, all his I'll say Italian precision machining, really first-class stuff all the way. We do have a series of products that go round boom for more lighter duty type applications, like on 6 meters, 10 meters and the like. But anything lower in frequency, it's square boom, just to give it a higher quality of, survivability, I guess, is probably the best way to do it. And then finally, the assembly process, very simple. The work he's done in the manuals, despite the work that, he took Italian instructions, went through the Google conversion translation, came out a little rough, and he asked me to participate in rewriting a lot of the manuals. But in that, and along with assembling some of the MomoBEAM antennas here, I found that you really don't even need a tape measure. Everything is marked so clearly, it's incredible. Uh, I've built a lot of other antennas over the years, all with as many parts or more. And there's always some point of confusion in the assembly. But with this stuff, or with MomoBEAM, it was incredible how simple it went together, how clear it was. It was great. I mean, it was very refreshing. And I've done this stuff for like 30 years, doing tower and antenna work. And I've probably built just about every amateur antenna that's in the market. And I've discovered what's good, what's bad. And with that kind of knowledge in hand, I've kind of communicated that back to Giuseppe, and he's incorporated some of these things in the designs that he's got. So it's really been a great relationship so far.
So, Mark, a lot of material to digest there. One of the questions that I get is, when will they be on the shelf at DX Engineering?
Well, good news on that. Yesterday, the product was shipped from Sicily, headed your way. So whatever the transit time is, should be very short, and hopefully it'll be on your shelves very, very soon.
Yeah, that's
stand
great.
by for that. Yeah, it's beautiful timing. Yep.
Yeah, it is really good timing, and all of the web work for MomoBEAM is up on the DX Engineering website now, so you can take a look at the antennas. And once they come in stock, I really expect that these things are going to fly off the shelf. Mark, I do want to go into the chat room, because one of the things that I like about these shows is they get, our viewers get to ask questions. And so X-Ray Echo 2 Zulu Zulu is on, and I see also Germany 6 Alpha Delta. And I think Addy knows you, and of course, Kilo Echo 6 Golf Alpha Echo. And then John, I want to give a shout out to John. He said he received his ICOM 7300 Mark II, and he loves it. And I'm glad he was able to get it here at DX Engineering. And we hope to get all the back orders cleaned up here. Ray told us that things are on the way, so we should have that under control. Now let's get to one of the questions here, Mark. Are the monobanders optimized for direct coax connections, or do they use a matching device, a balun? Tell us how that all goes.
Okay, basically they're all direct feed, and we incorporate in the package our standard product is a 3 kilowatt rated RF choke, and that connects between the feed point and your transmission line. And very simple. The designs or the build of the antenna is such that when you put all the material together, the SWR curve is beautifully flat on every band. I mean, it's incredible. So it's very simple to assemble. One thing we did recently, and this was, I guess, at the suggestion of myself to MomoBEAM, was come up with a little different mounting arrangement with the RF choke, which is now standard. We did some 3D printing, and we have nice little support mechanisms mount to the boom, and it works out perfectly to hold the balun in the proper location under the boom, and enough space to attach the PL259. Sometimes those balun connections or choke connections on other suppliers are very tight to get a cable in there. So that's now incorporated, and that's standard product. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, that is really great, Mark. And you talk about your 30 years worth of experience of assembling antennas, and you and I have similar experience levels here. And when it comes to reliability, it is all about not having a tremendous amount of mechanical connections, so that when you can go direct feed and just have a choke, that really makes a lot of sense. And so I want to go into the chat room again. Mike, Kilo Echo 3 Juliet Papa is on with us, and also from Australia, Chris is on with us, and our friend Dick Ewing, Kilo Oscar 7 November, on with us. And let's see here. Kilo Echo 6 Golf Alpha Echo says, when do you expect the SPA1 to be in stock? And but we'll have to get back to you on that. And Juan, Alpha Charlie 6 Zulu Mike, he says, we have MomoBEAM's multi-band antennas at N4 Sugar Sugar in Kentucky, and they rock. So, I think there's a lot of interest once we have these on the shelf, Mark, and especially when you have installed antennas that are working well. From British Columbia, it's Victor Echo 7 Lima Oscar. And Lou is in West Virginia, Kilo Tango 1 Radio, and KE6GAE. If you go to the DX Engineering website, you'll see all the MomoBEAMs that are on their way from Sicily, and they cover all the way from 40 meters down to 10 meters. And
well, actually 6 meters too.
And 6 meters. Yeah, you got 6 meters too. So
yeah, we got some nice 10 and 6 meter dual banders. We have mono banders, dual banders, tri-bander, quad band, and then our most popular antenna called the Penta 10, which is 5 bands, 10 elements on a roughly 12 and a half foot long boom, and direct feed, single feed line. Oh, and by the way, that question about feed lines earlier, we have antenna designs that support separate feed lines on a multi-band Yagi. So you could say a tri-bander, 20, 15, and 10 meters, each one having its own feed connection. So if you want to do like a multi-op or a multi-2, or set up where multiple transmitters feeding the same antenna, we can do that with separate feeds. Or if you want to do a single feed and a triplexer, we've got that covered too.
Right. And you can see. Do you see the website here now, Mark?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And there's lots of configurations, some monobands, some multiple bands. And one of the things says estimated ship date is April 24th, but we expect that, that is absolutely worst case. We expect to be able to ship these things much sooner than that. But I think most of these antennas, especially the smaller ones, we're going to have relatively quick, and boy, they look so good. Here's the 12, 17, the 6, and the 10. Do you have a favorite, Mark?
Well, in terms of just production, hundreds of Penta 10s. It's a great starter antenna. 2 elements per band, single feed line, very simple but very effective. Great pattern, front to back, front to side. I've got one operating here at about 40 feet at my own property, and I've gone through 3 winters now with it, and thing holds up perfectly and, works as per spec. Very, very nice. Tri-banders, the Tri-10 is probably next most popular. And then, of course, an array of monobanders, 40 through 6 meters. We also incorporate the Moxon style configuration on the 40. We got 30 meter Yagis. Those are typically full size. Perhaps we've got a Moxon style 30. I don't recall offhand. I have to look at that. When you've got a product line of over 50 or more antennas, it's kind of hard to keep track. I don't know. I don't even know how you keep up with it, Tim.
Well, it's a good problem to have, right, Mark? And Eric is on with us from Norway, Lima Alpha 4, Juliet, Germany, America. And also, Addie, do you recommend conductive grease for the element joints? And Addie, anytime you're putting together an antenna, we do recommend, an anti-seize, anti-corrosion. A misnomer is it's conductive grease, and it's not quite conductive grease. It really is an anti-corrosion. We want to keep any aluminum oxidation from happening, and certainly with the MomoBEAMs, you want to make sure that you put it together and it stays working for many, many years to come. So anti-corrosion, we all have our favorites, and the Jet Lube is a favorite here and amongst top stations, especially here in the U.S. And certainly that would be really good for the MomoBEAMs. And Mark,
I
Boy,
agree.
15 minutes went by fast. Do you have any final comments for us?
I do. Yes, the conductive grease, absolutely. And if I had more time, I'd tell you about a time when I changed out all 16 Yagis that I had at my last QTH and added that material. It made a huge difference. But yeah, just to wrap up here, just a quick note, MomoBEAM is a silver sponsor of the WRTC 2026. We supply the dipoles, some nice designs, 40 and 80 meters. For that application, we did it back in 2022 or 23 with the Italian event. We're a supporter of the Bouvet 3 Yankee 0 Kilo expedition. We're supplying some antennas there. And also, I just wanted to make mention that, I'm involved with North American fundraising for WRTC. Got a great program to support the effort underway, reaching out to many clubs, and I'm always happy to receive inquiries on that. Happy to do a Zoom presentation for WRTC. And finally, just on Monday, Tim, this might be of interest to you. I know that Q5 Ham Radio has got your support and greatly appreciated. But on Monday, I worked with Kevin to start. We're developing a series on contesting, and we created 4 episodes on Monday. That was kind of an exhausting day. Planning on going back in February and finishing out. Probably end up being about 8 episodes, discussing different aspects of contesting and the like. So that's what's going on with me. And while I'm resting, I'm promoting the MomoBEAM product. And just one other last thought. I know you guys, your team, Tim's doing a great job in picking up the knowledge on MomoBEAM and all the great qualities they have. But I just let you know that I stand in support of your team. If you guys have any questions, as well as customers, you can reach out to me directly, no problem. We can talk about antenna installations, towers, other things that may or may not relate around the antenna. But I'm happy to support you at any level here. So I guess that would be my final wrap up, Tim.
Thanks so much for coming on today, Mark. It was great to have you and to talk about MomoBEAM and the quality. And we're so excited that we're going to get our first shipment of antennas here from Sicily, and that they will be in stock very soon. And if you have any questions, just go to the DX Engineering website, take a look at MomoBEAM, and you can reach out to us on email, or you can give us a call. And if we don't know the answer, we'll get to Mark, and we'll get you and Mark hooked up and get you the answers. Now's the time. Make your plans for your antenna installations in 2026. Thanks again, Mark, and thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you had fun today on the Manufacturer Showcase here at DX Engineering. Until next time, 73.
Thank you.